Hello, my name is Kenneth York, and this is a serious game I've been working on. It's called CoderBot, and it's designed to teach young children the three basic programming constructs. So this is the main menu of CoderBot. See, if you click the settings, you can adjust the volume of the music, and also the volume of the sound effects. You can also change the graphics setting from ultra to very low. When you start the game, you're taken to an intro scene. This explains the basic story of the game and also introduces you to CoderBot. So you can now write your name in, and CoderBot will refer to you by name later on in the game. Dialog boxes are used to explain the story, and also a lot of the learning material in the game. You can press space to move on to the next dialog box. You can also hold the spacebar to speed up any dialog boxes. There is a loading screen used between levels, though this is more noticeable on older hardware. These first few levels teach the first programming construct, sequence, and how important it is in order to ensure that the program works as intended. It is explained in greater detail through the dialog boxes, and gives real-world examples of where it might be used. In the game, there are two main modes, instruction mode and play mode. In instruction mode, you can add instructions or adjust the order of existing instructions. In play mode, CoderBot will run these instructions to try and reach the goal. If CoderBot falls off, the game will return to instruction mode so the player can readjust the order. The player can press escape to pause the game at any time. The music will change to the pause menu music. Here they can also adjust any options such as music or sound effect volume. Understanding sequence is a big part of the gameplay. You must place the instructions in the correct order in order for CoderBot to reach the goal. The username that the player wrote earlier in the game stays persistent between levels. This is done through Unity's player prefs. The name is also validated to make sure it is not blank or a number. During play mode, the currently running instruction will be highlighted. This helps the player know exactly where any instructions are going wrong. Once you have completed a level, you can press continue to go to the next level, or replay to restart the current level. When there are too many instructions in the instruction log, you can use the scroll bar to scroll through the box and see later instructions. You may have noticed that the mouse has a sort of trail effect. This was added to make the game feel more visually interesting. The game encourages trial and error. You're not expected to get to the goal first time. You're supposed to stop and start a lot to change the instructions to get to the goal.
Success.
So this level introduces like teleporters into the mix. So we're going to need to try and get over there to get to the goal. So we're just going to need to basically get into that blue glowy pad to teleport. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Rotate once. Move another twice. Now when we get out there, we're probably going to be facing the wrong way. So we're going to turn at least once, and then we're going to move another twice. So move 4 times, turn 1 step. Okay, that looks about right. Let's see how it goes. Oh, well, as you can see there, I've mistimed this bit. So that would have been there. So yes, I've moved twice, whereas I really needed to move 1, 2, 3 times. Oh, 3 times. So let's try that again. There we go.
Success.
Okay, so it's now telling you that you've mastered sequence, or at least you've got a good understanding of how sequence works. So it's now introducing the second programming construct, which is selection. It's telling you it's a decision or a question, and it's used when it's reached a point where there's more than one option available. It needs to know which option it should take, so it asks a question to decide that. So, say you're thinking about going to the beach. You have two options. You can either sit in the house or you can go to the beach. There are factors that will influence your decision. If it's raining, then you will stay in the house, but if it's not, then you will go to the beach. So this is how it might look if it was written as a code block. In the selection statement, so it's saying if it is raining equals false, then go to the beach, else stay at home. You see that it checks the condition is true before executing the following block of code. So we're trying to get this door to stay open so that CoderBot can reach the goal. You see the if statement there will reset door is locked to true if the player does not have the key. So as you can see here, the door is locked equals true, which it is, it's locked. Player has key equals false. So we can set the door is locked to be false so that the door will open. Nothing happens. Well, it's because the player does not have the key. So it's doing this statement and it's saying if the player does not have the key, which is currently true, then the door will be locked. So it's resetting what we've just set. So what we need to do is we need to set it so that the player has the key. So we can select this in the drop down menu here. So player has key equals true, set door is locked to false. Okay. So let's try this. And the door will open, you see. And it changed these variables over here. So now you see when I click stop there, it resets the variables back to what they were, and the door is now shut again. So what we need to do is after we set these variables, we now need to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
Success.
Wow, you just used two programming constructs at once to solve that last level. This is called nesting. Oh no, the evil Dr. Syntax is now onto us. He's increased the power of the virus. So better get that antivirus soon. So it's now teaching you the third programming construct, which is called iteration. Hear the spooky music change now as we're approaching the later levels. It's telling you that iteration is when steps or instructions are repeated over and over again, and it's often called looping. This is useful when you need to repeat a step many times until a certain condition is true. So let's say you're thirsty, so you take a drink of water. You only want to drink the water when you're thirsty, and the moment you're not thirsty, you do not want to drink any more water. This could be written like this. It will repeat the action until thirsty equals false. An infinite loop can be created if there is no way to break the loop, and it will always run. For example, while 2 is less than 5, this will always repeat as 2 will never be higher than 5. We don't want an infinite loop as it will crash programs and cause lots of issues. Oh no, the virus has taken over CoderBot. I've got to help break through of this infinite loop, otherwise Dr. Syntax will win. This value isn't always true, so we know that this isn't an infinite loop. We can break this loop. So you see the variable looping equals true. So it says while looping equals true, move 3 steps and turn 1 step. So you can see it's just been forced into a repeat this order. So what we need to do is we can see we've got the looping here. We can't get rid of this, of course. So what we need to do is we need to set looping to false, because looping, this will only run when looping is equal to true. So if we click play now, the looping is equal to false. See the CoderBot stops, and we've won. So now on to the final level. This is a kind of quiz, so CoderBot's trying to read the antivirus there at the very end, so just need to answer this. How many of the basic programming constructs are there? There's 3 basic programming constructs. Sequence is the first basic programming construct. Another name for iteration could be looping. Process of using one construct is called nesting. See, this has all been explained through the different dialog boxes, and some stuff's even been explained through the gameplay itself. So we know selection is the second basic programming construct. third basic programming showing is obviously iteration. True and false. Selection. Well, while is obviously iteration, so it must be if then else. Congratulations. Thanks for playing. You've scored 10 out of 10. So it tells you your score, so you know how to improve, and now you can return back to the menu to play again if you wish. It's also worth mentioning that if the player scores less than 5 in the final quiz, they'll have to retry the quiz again. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this gameplay of CoderBot.